morning.
Hi, good morning.
Sorry because we are late. Thank you for taking the participate in this interview. Actually, we have a few questions that we want to ask. So we approximately like 10 to 50 minutes, and all the
Mm.
information share will be used for our academic purpose. So the first questions, in your opinions, how is technology currently being integrated into teaching and learning in Malaysian schools?
Currently, I think now we use like all the teachers we have the Delima account, which is like I think all the students also they have Delima account, which is connected to Google. We use like things technology like Google Classrooms. So these are the online learning platforms that we are currently using in across Malaysia. And like some of the interactive presentations, some educational apps and videos. Yeah, I think mostly it's Google Classroom. And also depends on teachers' initiative on using other apps, educational apps.
How often are these technologies used during the lesson?
I think that depends on individual teachers' initiative. If some of the teachers they may use it like daily, every day. But for me myself, I don't use it every day. I also don't use it like every time I have lessons. Maybe like once a week or sometimes once in a month. I think we use it more often during the pandemic period. Now it's no more pandemic period. We have physical class. So we don't use Google Classroom so often like before. Yeah.
The next question is, how does the integrations of digital learning affect students' engagement and learning outcomes in the classroom?
Okay, if student engagement is, I think it will improve their engagement actually because students nowadays they are very digital native and they really like this kind of digital tools, and they will find it quite engaging for them and they will participate more actively. And because when we use digital tools in classroom, we will mostly display visual aids like videos or pictures or sometimes songs. So this is actually for the students, they feel it is quite interesting rather than just listening to a teacher talking alone, right?
So, are there any challenge that students face when learning through like digital platforms?
The main challenge may be the internet problem because
Oh,
some
yeah.
areas they have poor internet connectivity. Some of them come from B40 families, so they cannot afford devices or some digital resources. So these are some challenges that the students are facing. And also the use of digital tools in if for them for personal learning may lead to over reliance or addiction. So it's like they rely, like nowadays they have AI, right? So if they rely too much on AI, they tend to just copy the answers, and they don't use much of their own ideas. So these are some of the challenges, and I think they need to have self-discipline if they really want to use digital tools in learning.
For the next questions, as a teachers, what are the main challenges that teachers face when using the technologies in teaching?
I think the main challenge lies on the school facilities because not all school provide these kind of facilities to use in the classroom, especially schools in rural areas. They do not have strong internet connection, and also they have limited devices. They don't even have LCD projector. So most of the time, teachers, they have to buy the devices themselves, use their own money to buy the LCD projector, and they have to use their own laptop. And sometimes these things are quite bulky, not very easy to carry to class. I think this is the main challenge also.
And then the next question is, do you think Malaysian schools are ready for more advanced technologies such as in artificial intelligence in education?
I think it also depends on the area. Some areas, maybe urban area, they are more ready for it because they have the facilities, they have the devices needed. Not all school, I would say not all school. Depends on the school actually. If the school they don't have these kind of facilities in the class or in the schools, sometimes the teachers they have to borrow, they have to take turns to use the facilities. So it's quite inconvenient for them. So in terms of readiness in Malaysia, I think depends on the funding from the government. If the government provide more funding for a particular school, then the school, of course, is ready for it. But some schools, they don't get enough funding for these devices or these kind of technologies, then it's and even the teachers are not ready yet, because if you want the teachers to use these technology in the classroom, the government actually need to provide training for them. So it all depends on the government's funding.
Now we're going to continue to our next topic, second topic, teaching competency and readiness.
Right?
So the first question is, what does teachers competency and readiness mean in today's education system?
I think teacher competency means the teacher's knowledge about the subject contents and whether they have sufficient knowledge on pedagogical skills. And also if they have the ability to adapt to changes, especially in terms of digital literacy, and whether they are ready to implement new curriculum.
So how does teacher competency influence curriculum implementations and student learning outcomes?
Okay, I think it's very important for teachers to be competent for them to be competent enough to implement the curriculum. Because if they are competent enough, they can ensure effective lesson delivery. They know how to improve students' engagement. Because they know how to achieve learning outcomes. And then this reflects their ability to support diverse learners.
What challenge do teachers face in adapting to curriculum change? And what improvement would you suggest?
I think the main challenge is that the curriculum in Malaysia actually change quite frequently. They change like in less than 10 years, they change. So the teachers, they have to have enough ability to adapt to new changes. Okay, and every time when they change a curriculum, that means increased workload. We have more things to do, more documents to prepare, more reports to write, and also we need to attend more trainings, the new curriculum. Also, some of the teachers, maybe because of aging or certain issues, they are like resistant to changes. Probably also because, like what I say, the curriculum in Malaysia change quite often. So we really have to have this kind of adaptability to not adapt to the changes. So to improve these situations, I think the government has to actually provide training and support to teachers continuously, and most importantly, reduce the workload, reduce teachers' workload, reduce their administrative burden. so teachers can focus more on teaching only rather than doing so many other jobs.
So our last issue is about technology integration and digital learning. So, in your opinion, how is technology currently integrated into teachings and learning in Malaysian school?
I think in Malaysian school, like I say, mostly depends on the facilities in school. Okay, if the school can provide enough facilities for the students and the teachers can use a lot of technology in class. I think the most common one that we are using currently is like Google Classroom, Delima. There are many other online learning platforms also that are freely used by teachers, like some educational apps like Quizzes, Kahoot, and also YouTube.
So, can we
Yeah.
continue? So, how has digital learning influenced curriculum implementations and students' engagement?
Digital learning can actually help students to have more access to learning materials. Means it does not restrict to only books. They can access to more learning materials online through searching on the internet. And this also promotes independent learning. Like students don't only depend fully on teachers' input, they can learn by themselves if they have the self-discipline and the initiative in learning. And also, digital learning can make the lessons more interactive. Like students not only listen to teachers alone, they can get more information online, and also like some of the online apps that also encourage collaborative learning, like what we're having now, Google Meet.
And the last question is, what challenges do teachers face when integrating technology into the classroom? And what improvements would you suggest?
I think this one is like what I have mentioned before. The challenges are like some areas they do not have strong internet connection, and some schools they have limited devices and resources. They don't have enough money, and some of the actually most teachers they use their own money to buy devices. Okay, to have this kind of digital learning carry out in class. And also, some of the teachers they have limited knowledge on digital skills. So these are the challenges. And to improve, I think it all depends on the government funding. Yeah, if the governments can provide enough funding for the school and upgrade the internet and the ICT facilities, and also provide more training, digital, especially digital training for teachers, I think more teachers would like to implement digital learning in class.
But from what I know, actually, did the government actually is provide the devices before? Like if the teacher is required like the laptop or the gadget, is that government will be provide if I'm not wrong before?
Not necessarily, because I think sometimes I think most the government funding mostly go to the urban school, you know. So
Oh,
some rural school they may not get enough funding, even though they request it. Also, it depends on the government how they're going to distribute the funding.
okay, understand. So actually, the question is only nine, and until now, our question is already end. So, Miss, do you have any question to us?
I think that's all. I don't have any question. Yeah.
So, really, thank you, Miss, for your time today. Sorry if we have not polite or something before the meeting or something else. Please forgive us.
It's okay, it's okay. I think you all have done a great job.
Thank you, Miss. Actually, we can
All
end
right,
the
you're welcome.